Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to day 4 of our series, Woman of Wisdom. So I decided to do this series. If this is your first time seeing this video and you haven't seen 3 videos that I've did already, you can watch this video, but also please go back to the other 3 videos that I see. I also added them into I made a playlist, so you can go back and just watch those other videos as well. So I wanted to do this series and to just show what it looks like to be a woman of wisdom, a woman who is in pursuit of becoming everything that she is created to be. I created this series for women like me, women who have walked on their path, on their life, and they realize that, they probably have found themselves doing something over and over again, that, they made success in their lives, but they made a loss also, and they found themselves moving around in circles, and certain things that you have promised yourself not to be, you find yourself exactly there. And also, pursuing different things, and which leaves you depleted and exhausted, because when you're trying to fix your career, you find out that maybe you might have neglected your family, and while you're trying to fix that, you realize that your health is out of order, and while also you are trying to to show up for your friends, you find out that there are certain areas in your life that you are not showing up. And so one of the things that helped me on my path as I became intentional was to realize, the importance of being grounded, the importance of being established into something that, into who I am, who I really am, instead of, trying to split myself into all these different roles. And so while I centered myself in wisdom and acquiring wisdom, then I found a much more harmonic way of how I could show up in all the other things while I can remain being myself. And I call that what we call integrity, because when we show up in all that we do, and in the things that require us to be there, because we have children, we have our careers, we have the people that we are serving in the world, and they all need us. But when we are not centered and we are not grounded in the truth of who we are, we can find ourselves depleted and running around trying to fill different roles, because we are pouring from a place where we're not full first. So one of the things that became very important for me on my path was the pursuit of wisdom. We know that when it comes to wisdom, we are not born wise. That it is not something that you just fumble upon. It is something that is pursued with intention. It is something that you make a choice, to choose between different things, because we know that if you are not wise, then you are making foolish decisions, and it's not something that we like to do. It's not something that we want, and something that will that will elevate us on our path. So I did this series. I did the first video that I did. I spoke that a woman who is in pursuit of her wisdom, she heals first. She concentrates on being truthful and being really honest and authentic about where she is in her life, and how she got there, and how she contributed in some of her failures, and what it is that she can do to move herself to where she wants to be. And then the next thing we looked at is that is a self-image, that when you look at your self-image as a woman, is this really reflects who you are? Is this how you want to show up in your world? Because as women, our self-image are our greatest assets that we can use as a personal commercial, that the way that we show up in the world, the way that we speak, the language that we use, it reflects on our image, and we must protect that, And then the third one was the intuition, that we as women who are in pursuit of greatness and excellence, and being women of virtue, that we have intuition. Some people call it the sixth sense, but we have intuition. We call that the voice of God. We call that the Holy Spirit that leads us into where we want to go, because we don't know the things that we need to do in the world. We just have a nudge feeling that we keep having, inspiration to do certain things. And before we know it, in the period of 5 years, that action that you decided to take because it was nudging you towards that way, when you see all these actions that you took along your way, they have created a great something that you did not even imagine when you first started. So the power of intuition and the importance of any woman who is in pursuit of wisdom, to know that we have intuition and we have help, and that we can trust our intuition, we can trust God to lead us on the right path, we can trust ourselves as well, that we have been given tools. So no matter what challenge comes on our path, that we face it like with strength, with courage, knowing that we have all that we need to overcome and also to come out on the other side. And so today I wanted to speak about soul sisters. I wanted to speak about the golden circle of having sisterhood, having women who hold you accountable to the woman that you said you will be. Women who will hold you accountable when they hear you maybe going through a rough time, when you are ready to throw in the towel. They will hold you by your hand and tell you and remind you of your greatness, and remind you that you've got great work to do, that you cannot give up, because there's someone out there who is waiting for you not to give up, who is waiting for you to really come out on the other side and to win. Because when we win and we do great things and we show that it can be done, we show that dreams are possible for such a time, for a woman like you. I was speaking to another friend of mine today, and she was just telling me that this is such a great time for us as women. We have opportunities, we have great opportunities. If you look around, women are doing great things in the world. Women are living their dream. It is a time where we have decided that we are going to leave our God-given talent. We're going to pursue purpose. We are going to do great works in the world. It's no longer about money. It is no longer about, just being famous or doing things like that. But we want to build legacies. And we realize that we matter. Like, we have been created with something unique on the inside of us. And whatever it is that we have on the inside, we must share it with the world. And we have come, to sing a song. We have come to write books. We have come to coach young women and men. We have come to mother. We have come to nurture. And we cannot do that if we don't start with ourselves, because we know that, great leaders, a right leader says that I will go first. Not follow me, but I will go first. I will heal. I will pursue wisdom. I will go on this path first. Because that's what great leaders do. And so I will do that so that the young girls that are coming behind me, they can see how it's done. And that's what we need to do. So we need great women, to surround ourselves with. We need mentors, but we also have to pass on what we are learning. That's what I always tell my young cousins, that I cannot keep pouring to you when you don't find other girls that you're gonna pour into them. If I keep pouring into your life and I'm speaking life into you, and I'm reminding you that you matter, and I'm reminding you that you are far better, by the way that you are acting. This is not the way that you should act. You should carry yourself in such a way that really reveals your true value as a woman of God. That really reveals a true value as a woman who is about to do great things, or who is doing great things, that we must hold ourselves accountable. And so we must also have people that are going to remind us. So being surrounded by those great women who are going to remind us of our greatness, who are going to remind us of that dream, when we starting on this path, and we're speaking about this great vision, where you see yourself, how you see yourself, the great things that you want to do, and you need those people that once you have told them that dream, that they're going to remind you when the going gets tough. Because a road to fulfilling your God-given purpose, a road to you living your God-given dream, it is not a straight path. It comes with challenges, because a character is shaped throughout the process. And the character is not shaped by roses and milk, and sometimes it's hard, sometimes you don't want to wake up, sometimes you are not really even sure if what you are doing is going to work, but you have people that are going to remind you that this is how it looks like. This is the way that that pursuing purpose and doing great things, this is what it looks like. So having, women that remind you of that is one of the great things that we need in the past. Women who are going to hold you accountable, who will not let you speak down on yourself, who will not let you use your own mouth to reverse the dreams, even the prayers that you have prayed forth. Women who are going to remind you the power of prayer. Women who are going to remind you the power of being silent and stay with yourself. If you are going through pain, you stay with the pain and you feel what it feels like instead of numbing it with different intoxicating things that are out there in the world. Women who are going to remind you that you can do it even if you don't feel like doing it. So that's what I wanted to speak about today, that the thing that also that women of purpose and women who are pursuing their dreams, that one of the things that they need to do is to surround themselves with mentors, with soul sisters, with people who are going to speak and add life to the things that they want to do. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you're going to join me tomorrow as we wrap this series up. And I'm hoping that it's been a blessing to you, as it has been in my own life, as well as I'm also on a path as well, because we never arrive. It was a lie when we were growing up that you're gonna get it, buy a big car, buy a big house, and be able to do certain things and then arrive. We don't arrive. We're always evolving and we're always growing. And as we grow, we must pass on what we learn and continue with the journey. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope that you've been blessed with it, and I hope that you're going to engage me on the comments and you're going to share this content with some people that you think will benefit from them, especially young women who are growing, who are needing to know what it really means to be a woman. And so I will see you tomorrow on our last video for this series, and I really hope that you enjoy it. Give me a thumbs up and I'll see you tomorrow.